Hi everyone, my name is Dodo and welcome back to my channel. So today I will be showing you how to crochet this beautiful vest that is very easy to make. So stay tuned, make sure to subscribe, like, share and leave a comment. I am using a chunky yarn and a 5mm crochet hook, but you can use yarn of your choice. Make a slip knot and chain 46. You can adjust it depending on your bust size. So this is the front panel that I am working on. A side note, make sure that the number of your chains sums up to an even number. After making 46 chains, skip the first 2 and work double crochet on the third chain from the hook and the rest of the chain across. So keep doing that, making double crochet across, and I'll meet you at the end of our first row to show you what to do next. To start off our second row, chain 2 and turn your work. After turning your work, make double crochet in every stitch across. Also make sure you don't miss the first stitch because it's quite hidden. This pattern is a continuation of double crochet in every row, so it's very simple and easy to make. So make sure to chain 2 before you start off another row. So keep doing that and then I'll meet you at the end of row 15 to show you what to do next. So these are my 15 rows that also measures 8 inches. You can choose to make more rows or less depending on how you want your length to be. This part is totally optional. Next step is dividing your stitches into half. So next is chain 2 and turn your work, and then I'm making 22 double crochet because my total stitches were 44 and we have divided them into halves. So this part varies. If you made more or less chain, just make sure that you made chains that sums up to an even number and then divide that number by 2. So I am making 22 double crochet. So once I reach my 22nd double crochet, I'll show you what to do next. So I have finished making my 22 double crochet. So the next step is basically chaining 2 as usual and then turning my work. Next step, we are going to make a decrease of double crochet. So yarn over, pull up a loop and then yarn over again, pull through the first loops, you're left with 2, and into our next stitch, yarn over again, and then pull up a loop, and then yarn over the first 2, and then yarn over the remaining 3, and that's how we make a decrease of double crochet. So work normal double crochet in the remaining stitches, and then I'll meet you at the end to show you what to do next. So once you've reached the end of your row, chain 2 and turn your work, then work normal double crochet again across, and then I'll meet you again at the end to show you what to do next. So I've reached the end of my row, chain 2 again and turn your work. This is the part where we do a double crochet decrease. Yarn over, and in the first stitch from the hook, pull up a loop, pull through the first 2, yarn over again, and in the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over the first 2, and then yarn over the remaining 3, and that's how we do our decrease. After the decrease, make normal double crochet, and then remember to chain 2 at the end of every row. Repeat the same pattern, and I'll meet you at the end of row 15. 15 rows done, and this is how it looks like so far. Yarn over on the last loop and cut off your yarn. Leave a small tail to weave in order to secure the ends. Next, I'm going to work on the remaining side of our front panel. So to start, I'm going to attach my yarn on the chain 2 space before we turn our work. I hope it's visible enough for you to see. After attaching our yarn, I'm going to chain 2 to start off our row, and then I'm going to work normal double crochet in every stitch across, and then I'll meet you on our 22nd stitch to show you what to do next. I have reached the end of our row, and we're just going to do the same thing that we did with the other side of the panel. So chain 2 and turn your work. This is the row where we do our double crochet decrease. We are going to make a double crochet decrease in the first 2 stitches together. So yarn over, and in the first stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over the first 2, and then yarn over again. In the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over the first 2, and then yarn over the remaining 3. And then the rest we're just going to make normal double crochet across. So basically it's just the same pattern that we did with the other side of our front panel. I've reached the end of our row, so chain 2 and turn your work, and then just work normal double crochet across, and then I'll meet you at the end to show you what to do next. Once you reach the end of your row, chain 2, turn your work, and this is the row where we do our decrease. Yarn over, and in the first stitch pull up a loop, yarn over the first 2, yarn over again, in the second stitch pull up a loop, yarn over the first 2, yarn over the remaining 3, and then the rest we just do normal double crochet across. So keep repeating the same pattern, and I'll meet you at the end of row 15 to show you what to do next. I have finished my 15 rows, and this is how my front panel looks. It's done, so let's work on the back panel. To start, make a slip knot and chain 46, just the same way we made a chain of 46 with the front panel. Once you've made 46 chains, skip the first 2 and work normal double crochets in the remaining chain across. The back panel is very simple to make. We're just going to work double crochets across. So the front panel we made a total of 30, which consisted of 15, and then the other 15 where we started doing our decrease. Once you have reached the end of your first row, chain 2 and then turn your work. Work double crochet in every stitch across, so keep repeating the same pattern of double crochet, and then I'll meet you at the end of row 30. I have made my 30 rows, and this is how my back panel looks like. Place the right sides of each panel facing each other. Next is joining the shoulder of the front and the back panel together. Next, you're going to chain 1 and then work slip stitch on every front loop of each panel. So, front loop of the first panel, and then front loop of the other panel, you slip stitch and then chain 1. So we're going to repeat the same pattern until we reach the part where the V finishes, which is the front panel. I have finished joining the first side of our shoulder, and this is how it looks so far. It's very neat. So cut off your yarn and leave a small tail to weave in order to secure our end. Next we are going to join the remaining end, and it's just the same process. So attach your yarn on the chain 2 space of any side of the panel. This is the first chain 2 space, so make sure you attach your yarn there, and then chain 1. Once you've chained 1, we are going to work on the front loops of each panel just the way we worked on the front loops of the other panel. So we're going to slip stitch on the front loop of every panel, and then after slip stitch, remember to chain 1. So next I'm going to make the straps. I don't know what to call them, but the straps are going to be used to tie the front and the back panel. So the first thing, I'm going to mark where I want my straps made. So I'm making them on the 16th row. You remember the first row that we made when we wanted to make the decrease that made the V shape? Where I'm going to mark my stitches. So make sure you mark both sides and both sides, and with the back panel I'm just going to count row 16 and make the straps both sides, left and right. You can use the same color or a different color. This part is totally optional. Chain 34, skip the first stitch and work single crochet in every stitch across. You finished making single crochets, slip stitch in the space where we made our first stitch. Next, you're going to make straps from the lower part of our vest. So mark 2.5 inches from the bottom of our vest, and then you can use a different color of yarn if you don't have stitch markers. After marking the first side, just count the number of rows and use those numbers to mark the rest of the sides. Skip the first stitch and make single crochet in every stitch across. Repeat the same process with the remaining straps. This is how my straps look. I'm sorry about the bad lighting. So this is our final look. You can wear this vest to style your outfits. So thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe. Until next time, bye.